Coach Scott, after a shaky start to the season, your team really battled back this week to push out 5 wins. Can you talk about just the fire you've seen from your team over the last week?
Well, it was good to be at home. You know, we played well this weekend. Overall, the whole tournament was a high-quality tournament. All the games were really competitive. We had an extra inning game that I think was a 2-1 game. Had a lot of really close competitive games. So, appreciate East Central Oklahoma and International coming up and competing and making it a quality tournament for everybody to watch. And just proud of the way my team battled. You know, we were put in some difficult situations, especially on Saturday, behind late in games, and come up with some big hits to tie it up, and then got some big walk-off home runs there on Saturday, 2 walk-offs. That's pretty special. And our pitching staff did a really good job, especially yesterday on Sunday. They finished the tournament with a shutout, which is our first shutout of the season, and something that we needed moving forward.
All right, can you just talk about, I know the biggest difference I could see on paper is just the defensive side. So what can you say about how the defense played all game?
Well, at home, last weekend, the surface that we're playing on, everybody made a bunch of errors because it was a tough surface to play on. So, I thought that our defense did a great job. Lainey Tanner had a really good weekend at shortstop, which we needed out of her as a freshman. She needed to gain some confidence. We made some good plays in the outfield. Paxton made some good plays at third, and then, you expect to do that at home. You really do with your home surface, and luckily we're going to be here the next 2 weekends with really good opponents in West Texas A&M and UT Tyler. So, hopefully that'll be an advantage for us. It'll be an advantage for us. It's whether or not we're able to win that's just going to depend on what happens. But definitely playing at home and on our surface will be good for us.
Any different game plan going into practice this week?
Just a lot of prep and a lot of talk about upcoming opponents. Now that you get into conference play, you really know a lot about your opponent and a lot about the returning players and the pitchers if they're returners, and then you just try to learn the newcomers as much as you possibly can. But you got a lot of information on them. They got a lot of information on you. There's no surprise there. So it's just kind of making sure that we're ready for the situations that we think they may try to get into in first and third, bunt coverage, whatever. But it's a lot of information that will be relayed this week, and to get them as prepared as possible. And I know that those coaches will do a great job preparing their teams, and it's going to be your classic Lone Star Conference matchups with Angelo State and West Texas A&M.
Thank you, Coach.
One more.
Yes.
You used Ashton Durger a lot this weekend in left field in the 9 hole, and you've been rotating that spot a lot this year. What is it about her game that you really like to put her in that spot?
Yeah, we didn't have her last weekend due to an injury, but we got her back. She's just a really good defensive player. She can play basically any position on the field at a high level, and she's our backup shortstop. She could be our third baseman, second baseman. She's very valuable, but she's a polished outfielder, and we've got a lot of people out there that we're giving chances to, but Ashton is by far the most polished outfielder of that group. And then for her to step up and get a big home run in her first at bat when we really needed it was huge. If we can get offense out of her, then it's kind of a no-brainer to put her out there because she's definitely going to make us the best defensive team possible.